Hello everybody, my name is Michael Stockstill and I'm going to be your instructor for Gen Chem 1 this term. In this video I'm going to give you a tour of our virtual classroom, give you some idea of the different activities that we're going to be doing and the assignments that are going to be due. This is going to be an entirely online lecture, which means that we're not going to have any regularly scheduled times when we're going to be meeting together to do the lecture portion. Instead, I'm going to provide you with different kind of handwritten materials and videos that I make for myself. And some of you guys might really like this, right? This might be exactly what you're looking. It's going to give you the flexibility in your schedule that you need. And some other people might have like a little bit of anxiety about this, right? Like you're kind of out there just all by yourself. But I want you to know that you can always reach me via email. Please go ahead and send me an email directly from your Mott Gmail account to my Mott Gmail account. It really makes it easier for me to like respond with like pictures and attachments and stuff like that. I usually respond really quickly, and I can usually really help resolve any kind of issues very quickly through email. Sometimes though it gets a little bit more complicated and we have to schedule a Zoom meet, which is always going to be fine. I block out a lot of time during my week to meet with the students. So please feel free to contact me early and often whenever you need any help. So starting from a fresh, clean desktop on a computer with a reliable internet connection, our first choice that we're going to have is going to be which web browser we want to use. Canvas recommends using either Firefox or Google Chrome. I prefer Firefox, so let's start there. The first thing we're going to want to do is navigate to MCC's homepage. And the thing that you're going to be looking for is this guy right here, MCC for me. So if we click there, it takes us to this screen here. And it's not entirely obvious, but you actually haven't logged into this yet. It's not showing you your stuff yet. In order to do that, you're going to have to go to this login button right here. And that's going to take us to this little splashed dialog box where we're going to have to input our credentials. If you don't know your credentials, you're going to need to contact IT in order to get your login and password. One thing I will note is that your username is going to be the beginning of your Mott email without the dot, or without the domain, so without the @mcc.edu. If you put it in there, it'll tell you no, so that's a little frustrating. Once you put those credentials in, you actually get this thing here, which is a secondary thing that they have. It's through a company called Duo Mobile, and you can get a app on your phone in order to be able to do this, or you can buy one of their little key fobs that'll let you enter a passcode. I'm going to send out some additional information on this, but again, this is something that you'll have to set up through Mott's IT. So I do the push, so I'm going to send myself a push on my cell phone here and then approve it. And now I get to see all of my details here. And there's a lot of stuff here that's pretty cool. In particular, this Mott VDI. I'm gonna post a video about how to get into that. That allows you to access like a virtual desktop that's gonna have all the stuff that you would see at Mott Community College. So like if you wanted to use Word or Excel and you didn't have it on your computer, you could use that. But the thing that we want to do is navigate here to Canvas. Once you click on that Canvas link, you're going to land on the dashboard here. It's going to have all of your classes here in these kind of tiles. This is an older one. But your class is going to look like this. It's going to say Chem 131, Hybrid 01. It's going to have a graphic like this. Yours is just going to say Fall 2022, and we can enter it by clicking on it. Once you're inside of the Canvas shell, they call it, you're going to find yourself here on our landing page. This is where I've got a little welcome for you guys. You can find my contact information. This little block here is actually linked to our online textbook. So if I click that, it will take me to the first chapter of our textbook. Our textbook is completely free. And it is accessible online. We're going to be covering the first 10 chapters of the textbook in this class. And it's done by OpenStax. It's specifically OpenStax Chemistry 2E. Here you're going to find this introductory video that I'm making right now, in case you haven't seen it yet. And then down here are some instructions to help you get started, including this little link right here that's going to actually take you over here to the modules. And this is where the bulk of our work is going to be done, is inside of these modules. As far as navigating through the rest of Canvas, I like to keep it pretty clean. These are going to be your major links over here for the different things that you're going to have to access. And I'm going to go through them kind of in order of least importance to the most important here. So the first thing I want to show you is going to be the library resources. And this is going to take you to this page, which is actually directly linked to Mott's library. There's a lot of great resources here for you. We're not really going to need to do too much with this course. If there's anything specific I want you to see, I'm going to give you a direct link to it. But it's definitely worthwhile getting in here and taking a look at the different resources that you have, different things that you can read and databases and whatnot that Mott has available to you. Next, we have this textbook link. And this is just going to give you a link that's pretty much the same as that one that I just showed you. It's just going to take you to our textbook. If you click on the people, we can see the various different people that are going to be in the class with you. If you click on grades, you're going to see that we have the list of all the assignments, their due dates, and the scores that you got on them. In our class, this is for the test student that I've been working with, so I haven't taken any of the assignments yet, so you'll see that they're all blanked out now. But as you go through the course, you're going to start to see what score you got out of however many points it was on the various different assignments. And you can see the weighting for the different groups of assignments over here. And it's going to keep a running tally for you at the bottom of what your overall score is going to be. Next, we have the discussions. And I'm not one to do like a lot of discussions or anything in the course. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a means to communicate. So the one discussion I would like to see you guys do, even though it's not graded, is this initial one here when we first start off. That's just to introduce yourself. So I just like to see you guys come in here, just give me some kind of basic information about yourself. Tell us how this course fits into your overall career goals, and tell me what you would like to learn about in chemistry. And then come back in a day or two and reply to some of your classmates. And that's really pretty helpful to us to kind of build up community, and in this online format where, we don't get to see each other as much as we might like to in a real face-to-face classroom. The other discussion here is this FAQ, and this is really a place for you guys to discuss with each other. So you can pose different questions and stuff that you might have in here, and kind of work through it. And I'm going to pop in from time to time and close out any threads there and make sure that I can answer as many questions as you might have. So this can be useful. Some of my classes have really taken to this. Some of them, they don't like it. And, you know, either way is perfectly fine, but it's a place for you guys to kind of chit chat amongst yourselves. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is going to be the syllabus. And this is really important. For those of you that don't know, a syllabus is really the contract between you and me. You know, this is what you should be expecting from me and what I should be expecting from you. So it's really important to read and understand the syllabi in all of your classes. The first thing is a PDF link. So if you want to get a downloadable form of this syllabus, you can do that. You can click there and take a look at it. It starts off with the instructor. So you have me, Mr. Michael Stogstill, my email address, this telephone number. And I do want to mention that this telephone number is not my actual cell phone or anything. This is a telephone number that I have specifically for the students. So some people don't want to use it because they say, oh, I'm going to be bothering them or something. You're really not. And you can text this or even call it. I do prefer a text or an email before I get a call on it. Just so that I know to expect it. And we can chit chat and stuff. So if that's a preferred means for you that you're more comfortable with, we can do that. Although I'm going to tell you, I can really communicate a little bit more effectively if you email me first. Anytime you have a meeting with me, whether it's to do office hours or anything like that, it's always going to be this same link. And this is a Zoom link. It's going to take you here. You can download the Zoom app and you click launch meeting. And we'll be meeting together. So if I ever forget to give you a link or something to a meeting, that's because it's always going to be this same one here that you're going to be using. And the next thing is the important dates. These are put out there by the college. The big ones are going to be that our first day is going to be September 6th. Our last day is going to be December 22nd. You'll see the final grades posted 2 days later. Okay, so I actually give you up to the very last day to do the final exam. It's very important that you have that because I have to turn around and have those grades due in 2 days. But I want to give you guys the maximum amount of time in order to get that done. The other important ones is that if you are looking to late register, you need to get that done by September 12th. And you have until September 12th to drop the class for a full refund. You have till September 16th to drop with a half refund. And your last day to drop and still get a W is going to be December 14th. Other than that, we don't really have much in the way of time off during this term, other than we're going to have the Thanksgiving break from November 24th to November 27th, so we get a long weekend there. There's some information about registering for the course here that might be pertinent to you. We have our required materials here. So we have a non-programmable scientific calculator. As I've said in an email prior, it's actually not absolutely essential that you have this, but I do suggest that it's something that you're going to want to pick up. In the lab, you can use your cell phone. Obviously, if you're taking an online class, you have a computer, you could download a program to do the math. But getting a scientific calculator and learning how to use it is really going to help you if you continue on in any kind of science or math courses. You're going to have in-person assignments where it wouldn't really be appropriate to have your cell phone or something for cheating concerns and stuff, and they're going to expect that you have a calculator like this. You are going to need, I have laboratory goggles for everybody, but you are going to have to get yourself a lab coat for our in-person laboratory assignments. After that, we have our course description. We have the prerequisites that you had to meet in order to actually get registered for the class, so that should be already done. You can read through the course learning outcomes that we hope to have for this course. And then I have a list of all the different content that we're going to go through. Each one of these bullets is essentially another chapter that we're going to be covering. And then I have our laboratory activities that we're going to do. And each one of these is basically going to be a different laboratory activity that we're going to do. onto the textbook. So we're going to be using Chemistry 2E from OpenStax. You have a few different options for watching it, so reading it. So you can view it online. You can download a PDF, and this can be really nice if you're not always connected to the internet. You can download a PDF onto your phone, and you can kind of read it at your leisure. Maybe you open it in a program. I use one called Read Era, but some other people like to use Kindle or something. You can read it on your phone or a tablet. There's an Android app. And an Apple app that you can get, and basically those apps just kind of look like the web thing, so it's still like viewing it online. You still have to have data and stuff to view it, but they can be very convenient. You can download it directly for Kindle, get one of those Kindle files that you can open up in there, and if you're interested in having an actual physical copy, you can order a print copy. And that's also available in the bookstore if you're interested in that. Contacting me, I think that it's very important, and I'm encouraging you guys to contact me whenever you have problems. So we need to have frequent and clear communication. It's really important. As I mentioned before, I would like it if you emailed me directly to my email up here from your Gmail account, not through Canvas inbox here. Avoid Canvas inbox. You might see me send an email out from Canvas inbox because it's convenient to me when I need to send a blanket email to everybody. But in general, I'd like to see it come from your Gmail account, the @mcc.edu account, directly to mine. And the reason is because I'm going to send you guys like math and little math formulas and stuff like that, images and stuff, and it really just works a lot smoother from my Gmail account to your Gmail account. Otherwise, it kind of tends to get mangled. I have students complain, "Hey, what is this nonsense you sent me?" And so I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing exactly what I intend for you to see. If we have more involved questions that might require a phone call or a Zoom meeting, I actually have a lot of resources to help us have effective Zoom meetings. I got a little document camera here so you can see me write and stuff. So do not be afraid to contact me. If you get into trouble, I can definitely help you out. Attendance is going to be based on you showing up for the laboratory and completing the assignments. Okay. That's how I'm going to decide whether or not you've actually attended when I go to post your attendance. And obviously your attendance, some of your financial aid may depend on you attending class. So it's important that you do that. Also, students who attend their classes generally are expected to do better. We have homework that I'm going to assign, but these are not going to be graded. Okay. Instead, you're just going to be able to take a look at these problems, and then there is a solution guide that you can look at and download to get the answers. But I actually provide you with the solution guide, and it's all handwritten, and it's really, I go a lot more above and beyond than this student solution guide to really spell out how to answer the problems and how to think through them and stuff. So I'm going to show you where you can access those in the modules. You should really be looking at that. It's really important that you guys actually do these, okay? Because these are really your risk-free opportunities, okay? It's not going to be graded, but you get exposure to the problems. If you go through those problems and you know how to do them, you're going to find the quizzes and tests much, much easier. They're going to look a lot like these homework problems. So that's really your opportunity to figure everything out and ask questions before you actually have to do a graded assignment. Most weeks we're going to have our lecture quizzes. I give you till Saturday, but I do not, and there's usually 2 a week. I do not think that it is at all a good idea for you to wait till Saturday. I always have students who say, "Why do you have everything due on Saturday? Oh my gosh, I can't. That's not a good day for me." And I always reply, you have an entire week to do the assignment or more. There's absolutely no reason why you had to do it on Saturday. Okay. And there's no reason why you would have to do both quizzes on Saturday. I'm just trying to give you the maximum amount of time to do the assignment. And I'm assuming that you can pace yourself through the class. So that's really what that attempt is, for you guys to be able to do that. You're going to have 2 attempts on each quiz, and that's really key, okay? After you do your first attempt, you're actually going to be able to view the problems that you got wrong, okay? And then you're going to be able to take your second attempt. So you only have to fix the ones that you got wrong, okay? There's not going to be any time limit on the quiz, and you're going to get the higher of the 2 grades that you get, okay? That's what it says right here. You're going to get the highest of the 2 attempts, and you're going to be able to drop one of the quizzes, all right? While you're encouraged to work together on the homework, you need to be doing the quizzes independently, okay? In addition to those quizzes, there's going to be 2 exams, a midterm exam and a final exam. I have the dates posted on here. You're going to get 1 attempt at the exams, and they're going to be open for a week, but you have 24 hours to complete them once you start them. So I want you to plan on being able to do it all in one sitting. And I can give some flexibility if you miss a lecture quiz and you have a good reason for that, but that really doesn't work well with the exams, especially the final exam, because I have a really tight deadline between when you guys are going to turn it in on December 20th and I have to have the final grades due. So really that has to be a severe emergency, and you really need to contact me prior to the exam for me to justify giving any kind of extension on that. Some people may not realize this, and this is a big thing. This is a hybrid course. Okay, that means that we're going to have the lecture portion that's going to be entirely here on Canvas, all right? But the laboratory portion is going to be in person. You need to come to campus, all right? It's going to be on Tuesday nights from 6 to 8:55. I will be teaching that lab. It's in the Mott on the main campus in the Gorman Science Building, room 3106, all right? Most weeks we're going to have a laboratory activity to complete, all right? I'm going to provide you with some instructions, a PDF to read before you come to class. We'll go over it once you're there, but you need to read it before you come. And ideally, you should also have completed the quiz prior to class. But I'm a nice guy. I'm still going to give you to Saturday to complete that quiz, all right? You need to print out the data sheets that are at the end of the PDF, because we're going to be filling those out in the lab. If you really don't have any access to printing, you can recreate the data sheets in a separate notebook, but I would like for you to try and follow the pattern of the data sheets very carefully, because that's going to help me when I have to go and grade them. All right. What you're going to be doing with the reports is you're going to be turning those in with any of the accompanying material that we're going to need the next time that we meet. So the next lab period, you're going to be turning in the previous week's lab period. An important note here is that I am going to be still developing this class as we go along. So even though I have all the assignments out and everything already, some of that might fluctuate. Okay, I might change how many points are assigned to the different assignments and stuff as I change the questions and stuff. That will be locked in once they are released. I might even extend some deadlines and stuff. I might add an extra credit assignment. I'm never going to move the deadlines up though. Okay. You're only ever going to have more time, or they'll be due with the deadlines that I already have. So we have our grade. So we have our lecture quizzes. It's going to be 40% of your grade. That's a big chunk. That's the majority of it. Then you're going to have your midterm exam. That's going to be 15%. The final exam is going to be 20%. The laboratory quizzes are going to be 5%, and the laboratory reports are going to be 20%. But there's a big caveat here. Even though the lab is only 25% of the grade, we have a rule in the chemistry department, and that says that students who earn less than 60% in the laboratory portion of the course will receive an overall course grade of 0. That's a failure, regardless of the total points earned. Okay, so if you do not get 65% of the laboratory assignment points, the points in these 2 categories right here, then you are going to fail the course. And I would really hate to fail a student because they did really poorly in the laboratory assuming that they did well in the lecture portion. That would be awful. Here is how your overall percentage is going to be translated over to a GPA in the end here. You'll note that you do have to get a 94% in order to get a 4.0 in this class, and that's kind of high for some of the courses I've seen at Mott, but that really is the standard. You should be getting at least a 94% in order to get a 4.0. There is tutoring available, tutoring services through Mott College. You can learn more about that by following this link here. But again, I'll always be available to help you guys. So, you really should probably come to me directly first. Plagiarism is completely unacceptable. I give you guys a lot of leeway with the assignments, which really does leave them susceptible to cheating. But I'm going to tell you, I am really good at catching this and noticing it. And I really don't have a problem with getting people in trouble for cheating. I've done it before. I really don't want to do that. And it would really make me have to be a little bit more stringent with my courses instead of giving people the benefit of the doubt in the future. That's really not something I want to do. So, please don't ruin it for everybody by trying to cheat. The rest of this is a lot of boilerplate information that you're going to see on the other syllabuses from Mott, just different services and stuff that is important at Mott. It's definitely worth reading through, but you may have seen it before already. But down here at the end, we do have our new COVID statement, and this is going to give you some information about the COVID situation, returning to Mott, things opening back up. You do not have to wear a mask anymore there, and that's fine with me. I do ask, though, that if you do feel sick, even if you don't think it's COVID, but if you've got a runny nose and you're coughing or anything like that, maybe you took a test and it said it wasn't COVID, it's really pretty polite to wear a mask in that case, and just make sure that you're not getting people around you sick. I just think it's kind of etiquette at this point. Down here, we're going to see the course summary, and you can see that we have our dates and then the different assignments that are going to be due on all those dates. These are pretty much mostly Saturdays here. The reports are due on our lab days on Tuesday, each one following the one that we previously had. And then down here, we've got our homework assignments, and those aren't graded, so they don't actually have due dates on them. The last thing that we need to hit is our most important section. This is our module section. Okay, so the first thing is that landing page that we first saw. The next one, this module is called Getting Started, and it's just got some links, so a page about me, some notes about being successful in this course, some information about the textbook. So these are important resources. So we've got resources that tell you about how to use Canvas. If this isn't something you've used before, you can see how to get the Canvas support. Watch this little video that helps you learn how to use it. There's some quick links here to some of the Canvas support. These are student support services that are offered by Mott Community College. They really do a lot to reach out to the students and, make sure that you have everything that you need. So definitely worth checking out those. We have our online learning resources through Mott Community College, and just some little videos and stuff that kind of, if you've never taken an online class before, to check out. And then we have the tech and computer resources that are available to you as well. So if you're having any trouble, it's definitely worth looking at these to see who you can reach out to ahead of time. You can also always ask me, and I can kind of steer you to some of these resources too if necessary. Whoop. I clicked a weird button on my computer. this is a link to updating your Canvas profile. That's what gets you like the little avatar and all that kind of stuff, and you can kind of fill out some information about yourself and stuff. So I encourage you to do that to, again, build a little bit of a sense of community. This is the Introduce Yourself assignment I showed you. Here we're going to have our week 1 homeworks, and what this is it's just a list of problems that are in chapter 1 and a link to those problems in the textbook. It just gets you close to where you'll find those problems in the textbook. These are the reading assignments that we're going to have, and again, those just link you over to the textbook to what you need to read. Once you've done these homework assignments, you can come down here and you can take a look down here at additional resources. You'll find week 1 homework solutions. So if we open that up, you're going to find a PDF with all my handwritten answers to the questions. This one's pretty easy. We start off pretty easy in this class, but they get to be longer and more involved. You'll see a lot of diagrams and math equations and stuff, but I always really do my best to walk you through it. In addition to that, you're always going to find these supplemental videos down here. These are done by Jove, and they're just they don't follow along exactly with our text, but they do kind of give you a little overview of the different topics that we're doing. So some people like to watch these. But the more important thing for you to check out is going to be my presentations. So I have a whole PowerPoint presentation. This is going to take the place of what would be a traditional PowerPoint lecture in class. Pretty much you actually get more hours of lecture through these videos than what we would normally be able to get through in an in-person class. The difference though is that you can't really ask questions, and I can't really be hovering over your back and watching you do examples and stuff. So that's why it's important for you guys to reach out to me when you're having problems. All those are hosted on my YouTube page, which I can send you guys a link to in the email. And then we have our lecture assignment. So after you've done the reading, you've taken a look at the homework, you've looked at the homework solutions, and you're satisfied that you could do those problems now. You've seen my presentation for the week. Then you can go ahead and take a look at the quiz. And you're going to click that, and then you're going to see the quiz. So this one's just mostly a multiple choice quiz. There are going to be ones where you're going to have to fill in an actual numeric number, or maybe click several different choices and stuff. There's going to be a variety of different kind of question types as we go through. I was going to show you, say, like if we did this first one here, it says identify the following statement as being most similar to a hypothesis, a law, or a theory. The volume of a sample of gas is indirectly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Okay, let's say that I think that that's a law. And then I go down here and I submit. I come in here and you can see that it says absolutely nothing about this question. Okay, there's no tag on it whatsoever. That's a good thing. That means that I got that one correct. It says here that I got it unanswered. If I got it incorrect, this tag would say incorrect. So when you are done with your first attempt, don't change the ones that don't have tags. Only change the ones that say that you got them incorrect. Now that said, if there's multiple parts to the question and you got some of them correct, you're still going to get it incorrect here. Okay, so it doesn't always help you to know the parts that you got correct and incorrect. It doesn't mean you got everything wrong here. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys. If we come back here the last thing that we need to see is our laboratory assignments. Okay. For the first week is a little bit different. We're just going to be kind of getting to know each other. There's some videos on here for you guys to take a look at and some material for you to read through about laboratory safety. And then you're going to take a laboratory safety quiz here that looks just like the other ones that we've taken. After that, once we get into week 2, you're going to find this PDF here. So our first laboratory experiment we do is going to be called measurement. You're going to click on that, and it's going to take you to this PDF, and you're going to read through this PDF. It gives you some background and some information about the lab that we're going to be doing, some instructions, tells you about the materials we're going to be doing, and then it's got the laboratory procedure that we're going to follow through to do the actual laboratory. And then it's got some supplemental information you'll need to answer the questions. And then down here is where what you're going to be filling out in the laboratory, and then answering these questions at the end. And this is the package that you're going to ultimately turn into me. So that will be how we're going to do our experiments. So you should have that printed off and bring that to lab, having read it ahead of time. I'm going to give you little videos that I'm going to post on here sometimes to kind of help you be able to do the labs. For instance, this one shows you how to use Excel to do the calculations for this first measurement lab. There will be a quiz. Ideally, again, you should have that finished by the time you come to lab, but you do have till Saturday to do it. And so this is going to be the general format of our laboratory assignments. And sometimes I will post little things like a periodic table under additional resources, as well as the presentations and homework solutions. Sometimes you'll have a few more supplemental videos. But in general, that's pretty much the pattern. It's just going to follow that all the way out to week 8, where we're not going to have any reading assignments. Instead, we're going to pretty much devote our time to doing our titration lab and doing the midterm exam. And then we're going to follow that same pattern going all the way through until we get to week 16, when we're not going to have any lab or anything, and we're just going to do our final exam. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or concerns or anything, again, feel free to reach out to me. You will find that there's this recent announcements up here, and that you're going to see announcements that I make to the whole class pop up here as I make them. I will typically take any important announcements, and I'll also use Inbox to send you guys out an email to everybody.